What's going on, everyone? Colin here one more time. This time we are in module 3 of the mini series. We're going to be chatting about marketing and funnels formulas. So, anyone that has known of me for any period of time, especially in the space that we're in, knows that I started this venture as far as marketing. So I'll give you a little bit of a backstory briefly, and then I'll get into the meat and potatoes of this topic. When I first started my credit repair business, um, I knew I needed leads. So what I did is I ran a couple of ads. I got a whole bunch of leads. I got like 200 leads, I think, within a 10-day period. Tons of them, tons of leads. Well, at the time, I was just about to start working again because I spent all my time, money, energy, and everything from the dealership. I got furloughed back in March, or the first round of COVID. I got furloughed from my job. And I figured, okay, well, I'm home. I've been used to working 75 hours a week. Let's actually do something with my time towards my businesses. Ran a bunch of ads, got a bunch of leads. I was just about to start back up work, though. So I'm like, shoot, I have all these warm leads. I need to call them and sell something, right? Which I wasn't afraid of. I just didn't have the time at that very moment. So I went onto Upwork. I found a sales guy on there. He was based out in Florida, American guy, whatever. I spent $800 in 2 weeks for this guy to call the leads and close them down and convert them over into customers. Spent $800, and guess how many sales I got? None. Whether if it was bad phone numbers, people that were like, oh, that was by accident, not interested, his lack of ability. I mean, it was probably all four of those things because at the time I ran ads to lead gen, right? I got a name, a phone number, and name, phone number, email address. That was the three components that I got. And $800 later, not including the ad spend, I got nothing out of that. Okay, but I still had these 200 people. And then previously, before I went into finance, I started building websites. Okay, I was building websites for brick and mortar businesses. I played around with the concept of ClickFunnels. I made a couple just janky little ClickFunnel ones before all this had happened. And using and leveraging my skill at websites, I learned a lot more. So I made another funnel. This time, it wasn't for consultations, anything of that nature. It was a simple one-page funnel. They would click one of the buttons and it would push them over to the enrollment page off of Credit Repair Cloud. And I put together, I was manually texting it over. I think I use a service called Drop Cowboy. That one is where I can send out text messages, but it came from like a 5-digit number, right? I was just trying to piece stuff together. And from doing that and leveraging that old funnel, I got, out of the 200, I got like 40-ish, 47 something people actually paid and signed up. That was my start. Once that had happened, I'm like, part of my language was like, shit, I got something here. I need to capitalize on this. And I made a post. I don't even remember. I think it was in the Credit Repair Cloud group because I wasn't any of the other ones. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't even have a plan for disputing yet. I was just like, I'm going to throw spaghetti against the wall, see if anything sticks, and it stuck. So I'm scrambling, figuring out all these systems, and I'm asking people, who do you know that could do disputing and everything else? I remember this was over a year ago. And I made another post. I'm like, is this normal? And I showed pictures of all the signups and the funnel and everything else. And lo and behold, a bunch of people were like, no, that's not normal. I want what you're doing. So that was the start. And ever since that, I just double checked the other day, I've made over 490 funnels just for people in credit repair. That's not including all the other industries I've now worked my way into. Almost 500 funnels I've built for people of different kinds, whether what's called a VSL funnel, video sales letter, which is becoming massively popular because of how well it converts, to direct sale funnels where people land onto it and just sign up for services, to funnels where it's going to pre-qualify the lead, to funnels where it's going to pre-qualify them, push them over to a consultation. I mean, all kinds of funnels. Like what you're on right now is a funnel that I built. This entire page, I built it myself. And since then, I've hired people, I have team members and everything else to help me put ideas into fruition and help me cut down my build times. Because if I was doing everything myself, and if you want to say the automation packages, the custom funnels and everything else, it would take me like 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks to build everything. Well, now because of my team members and everything else, I'm able to cut that down. 7 to 12 days is my turnaround time. Anyhow, now you might be asking, okay, that's all cool and all, but what the hell is a funnel? Why do I want it? Why does it matter? And what does it even do? So I'm going to use an example here, okay? I think we have all heard in some capacity, one way or the other, we've heard of the website called ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels, as you see here, they have, that's a lot of users. So almost 120, 112,000 users. They've processed almost $11 billion with a B through their platform of people leveraging and building funnels and selling products or services or whatever have be it. So, what's his name? Brunson here. What's his first name? Anyhow, not important. Homeboy has done a great job. He has a very good product. Whereas people go through here, they build out funnels and they set them up and they have templates and things of that nature. And it leaves you up with two options where you can go in and you can spend the time, effort, energy, trial and error, building out your own funnels, right? And then tweaking and changing and everything of that nature. Or you can hire a custom funnel builder, especially in regards to ClickFunnels, and they might charge you $3,000 for a simple funnel. The highest quote I've ever gotten, I was just chatting with somebody who's very, very good, mind you. He wanted $14,000 for a funnel build, right? The whole funnel is going to be 7 pages. $14,000. That's pretty outrageous, at least in my opinion, okay? So through these funnels, and I'll just give you a couple examples of a few of them. Like for number one, this main page, this is a funnel. As you see here, the whole purpose outside of member login, this whole thing is pushing you and wanting you to start a 14-day free trial. Okay, that's what all this is. It has social proof, which are these videos. It has a little bit of a cool little breakdown deal here. More social proof. I know this guy, he does like men's coaching or something along those lines. I know, I think, if I know who this is, I believe she does fitness. Generate leads. Sell your product. There's a whole bunch of different things that funnels can do for you. But let's actually dive into, so in funnels, or in ClickFunnels, they have what's called a 2 Comma Award. This is for businesses that have generated over $10 million of revenue pushing through either their multiple funnels or one singular one or just their account, essentially. $10 million, like that's a lot of scratch. That is a good amount of money for no one will ever balk at having $10 million of revenue. Now that's not gross, but revenue nonetheless. So right here, this guy, Joe McCall. Now, no way, shape, or form am I associated with any of these people. I'm just giving you examples. Okay, so for compliance purposes, I'm not associated. I got nothing to do with them. I'm just giving you examples of how funnels work and why they work. So this guy, I already know right off the bat, this is for a VSL funnel, video sales letter. It's a webinar. Okay, so right here, this fella, I believe he does. I see recession proof. I believe he does like real estate investing. I believe so, or maybe I know that's his number one, like his thing that he does. This funnel might be for something different. I'm not entirely sure, but like here, so I click this little button. How about that? The next one's in 2 hours and 53 minutes, right? So here I would put in my name, I would put in my email address, all that kind of jazz. And I'm going to bet you in my phone number. I'm going to bet you as soon as I click this, I'm going to start getting emails and text messages, which is automations. Now he has to use a different system because of ClickFunnels, that's what it is. It builds funnels. It doesn't do anything outside of that. Well, it does, but not to a degree as to what I can do just based off of my system. But anyhow, as soon as I click through that, it's going to push me over to the webinar. Whether if it's right away or if I actually have to wait the 3 hours, I doubt that. It's probably going to say, oh, we got a new, we'll let you know when the next seat comes up or whatever. It'll probably come through in 15 minutes because it's a pre-recorded thing. None of these are live. If it was live, he'd probably charge you ahead of time to even get in there. But I already know, just from my understanding, is I'm going to put in my information. He would start sending me text messages and emails through an automation platform. I would then go on to the webinar, whatever system that he uses, whether EverWebinar or Webinar Jam or one of the other ones. From there, he has a message. It has probably a delayed button in there, probably some pre-recorded, messages just so that it shows interaction. That, people that he's going to probably plug into the system where it'll send out those messages, yada, yada. But I already know in one way, shape, or form, he's going to ask me at the end of that webinar to do one of two things. Book a call, book a consultation of some form, or he's just going to try to sell me something right away. And then if he's going to try to sell me something, he's going to try to sell me something cheap first. I already know it. Hey, buy this thing. It's normally $200. I'm going to give it to you for $27. Right? And I'm going to say yes. And then the next thing, oh, wait, while you're still here, why don't you get this thing? Yes or no? Let's go with no. Probably another pop-up will say, well, if you don't want it now, how about I'll give it to you a little bit cheaper? You kind of get the idea. So there's in funnels, there's sales bumps, there's all kinds of ways you can go around it. So this is just one. I already see what he's trying to do, right? And the reason why he's doing this is because it works, guys. I mean, right here, he's on the top of the list. That's why I picked him. So he does real estate investing, podcast, product, coaching, and marketing services. I sure as hell know that he does marketing services because he's on the top of the list. So he's done at least $10 million of sales and revenue through ClickFunnels. What's another one? He was also on the list. Dan, what's his name? Dan Henry. That's the guy. Dan Henry. So he's doing the ultimate playbook on selling digital products. Okay. Again, and it's free. Of course it's free because he's trying to get your information so that he can put you in automations to keep selling you stuff. That's how funnels work. It starts small and it builds up from there. And with this kind of method, it's always for one of two things. To get you on the phone with a salesperson and close you, or for you to purchase right off the bat, right? And that's why funnels work, especially with credit repair, guys. A lot of people will want to get on the phone with you. That's why I build funnels that are built to pre-qualify and get people on the phone with you. But, the average, I believe it was in the last video, I talked about how, there's a metric of people that's going to buy from you, people that will never buy from you, and people that will eventually buy from you if you do enough follow-up. The people that are going to buy from you, sometimes you need to have a page in there, which I'll build for you, where they answer the questionnaire that I set up so that so that what they're trying to do, what their credit is like, what they're trying to accomplish, etc. Then from there, we'll have them pick a time and call to speak with you. So they book it themselves. We'll then push them over to the next page, which will ask them to get credit monitoring. And then I can even build out an additional page where it's like, hey, Mr. Customer, since you're already here, why don't you sign up for this much? Right? Give them a deal or whatever it is. Or sometimes perception is reality for the pricing. Again, guys, and this guy, I couldn't find his funnel, but he's on this list. But what does this gentleman do? There's funnels for all kinds of stuff, folks. My golly, all kinds of stuff. Dan Locke, he does funnels. I've bought stuff from him. And the reason why I've learned a lot about funnels is because I've spent a lot of my own damn money on this stuff. Not only to learn the content, but to also use it in my own business. The term "don't reinvent the wheel." everything I build is I've taken all this information from all these different kind of very well more successful people than me because they're doing stuff that works. Why would I not want to try to do things that work? So, um, hell, this isn't even a funnel. This is a website, and shit, he even builds his stuff out like a funnel. You know, very direct with the messaging, very direct because that's what funnels are. Now, whereas, and this might actually be a good part for some of you to know as well. Some people ask me, I have a website. Is that good enough? Yes and no. So this is the example. We have all these little buttons here, right? You got a shopping cart. I can go to his Facebook, I can go to his Instagram, YouTube. I can search for stuff, hire. I can hire him as a keynote speaker, etc., etc. But ultimately, I can get distracted with what I'm trying to do. Whereas with a funnel, let's say if he was pitching a course about mindset, that's all Mr. Myron Golden, that's all he's going to talk about is mindset. And again, he's either going to try to get you on a phone call for his salespeople to do their job, or he's going to try to offer you a product and tier step you up to a larger price. Okay. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about, the stepping up in price in the next video series or in the next module here as to the concept of sales bumps and how to take our industry as credit repair and create an entire new stream of income leveraging these systems and funnels and such. So for everyone that does get my automations platform, I'll go back here to my customer here. I built out a bunch of content already for him. He was already ready to use. It was 100% turnkey, but then he took the opportunity and he made more. That's what the beauty of this is. So I was bringing up the concept of ClickFunnels, where I think ClickFunnels is now like 150, 250, I don't know what it is per month, but it's a monthly fee. Then on top of that, you still have to build out the content. Whereas here, I'm going to give you ready to go funnels that's not in ClickFunnels. It's going to be built into the platform. That means there's no hosting fees. You're not having to pay a membership to, say, ClickFunnels in addition to ActiveCampaign, in addition to MailChimp, in addition, you kind of get the idea here. Shoot, I mean, there's even stuff in here for calendars where we'll house all of your calendars and everything all in the system so you're not spending a bunch of money in a bunch of different places. On average, my clients that get my automations platform are saving per month at least, well on average, it's $400 to $600 per month is what they're saving, because they have this huge collection of other resources they no longer need because the system will do it all for them, or already has a solution for it where you don't have to pay and nickel and dime yourself over and over and over to all these other products. So in the next video, I'm going to be talking about the undercover conversion method. So I look forward to chatting with you a second. Talk to you then.